Hello, everyone, and welcome to UGA Ready Session 2. We're going to give participants some time to enter into the space, and so we'll be right with you shortly. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dominique Quarles, and I serve as the Director for Diversity and Inclusion in the Office of Institutional Diversity here at the University of Georgia. For you all who are just joining us in Session 2, I want to say welcome to the space and congratulations for being an admitted student to the University of Georgia. Also, congratulations on completing your high school education. It's such an accomplishment, and we hope that you are fully understanding the enjoyment that it brings us, knowing that you have done that and that you may be joining us here at the University of Georgia. UGA Ready is a program that we have designed for you all to replace our in-person program that we would generally give. And so we are glad that you are able to engage with us. We hope that you're able to have all of your questions answered throughout this session. And so this session, session number 2, is our academic resources and opportunities session. Along with this, you will hear from partners across campus from our Peach State Lewis Stokes Alliance for Minority Participation. You will hear from our Center for Undergraduate Research Opportunities, and you will also hear from our Division of Academic Enhancement. However, before you hear from those folks on campus, we will like to have a senior administrator give you all greetings. So without further ado, Vice President Victor Wilson, the stage is yours.
Thank you. I wanted to just start off by saying good afternoon to everyone and welcome. And really, I also want to start off by saying thank you to the Office of Institutional Diversity and the student planners who put this event together. I think that these opportunities are something that I think is really important for our incoming students and families and for them to know about the university. Obviously, this is a welcome that I have given many times, and it is a unusual circumstance for us, for sure, and I've never had to deliver this in this way. But I also know, too, that from myself and many of the folks on campus, that even though it may be an unusual way to bring it to you, I think that what's in our heart and our concern and care for everyone who's interested in the university and coming to be a part of our community is just as strong. And so I hope that what you will find out as you go through this is that what life will be like as a UGA student. And I hope you'll take full advantage of asking all the tough questions that you can ask and all the things that you can do to push us to get the information that you need in making what I think is probably one of the top decisions that you will make in your life. I have been a part of the UGA community for nearly 4 decades. It amazes me that I can say that. I came to UGA as a student. I had 3 different stints working here. I was here in admissions. I left for several years. I came back for several years. I left again, and now I'm back. And since 2013, I've been here as the vice president. And this is the first time that I can say in the history of the university that I have been a part of it with social distancing. So that has been really kind of interesting. But the one thing I will say in my common thread through all of that, being here and leaving and coming back, is my love for UGA. And I never imagined that that love would be so deep as it is today. And I remember that it started for me when I first arrived on campus, and so many had questioned my decision to come here, and some people told me not to come. That, you know, I don't mind saying that was fall of 1977, 42 years ago. And UGA was a totally different place at that time. There weren't a lot of people who looked like me. And so there were so many people who didn't want me to be here. But I remember my mother, who's deceased now, but my mother told me, she said, you go on up there and make it your business to be about embracing that place. And she basically said, don't worry about the naysayers and don't worry about the others. And she said, you go and make UGA your own. And I never forgot those words, and I never looked back. And that's exactly what I've done for 42 years. And I think it has made an incredible difference for me. I think one of the things that's unique is that at UGA, you will have, as I have, the chance to embrace the world-class academics. And the faculty here are great leaders in every field. And whatever interests you have and whatever that you think may be important for you to become part of an active learning community, I think you will find that, and you will be inspired by that. And it will help you to grow as a scholar, and it'll help you to grow as a person. And so I think one of the major outcomes too for college is growth. But, you know, that's only the beginning. And I think one of the things I hope that you will do is come about finding your own place to embrace UGA. As my mother told me, you know, and she said, whether it's virtually, I will include virtually as well. There are many opportunities to embrace this place through the incredibly diverse group of peers that you will have. And I know that in that process too, that you will have a lot of fun of getting to know the many different people from literally all over the world, which I think makes college and I think makes UGA very unique. Some of the ways that you can embrace this place is by joining one of the 750 plus clubs and organizations. I'm blown away that we have 750 clubs and organizations. I can't even think of 750, you know, different things to do, but we have all the clubs and organizations here that, you know, and if we don't have something that you want, then you can just get with some friends and create your own organization. So there's something in all the different areas of student life. And and hear me on this too, there's no excuse not to get involved at UGA. I think you can embrace this place by serving in the local community. And there's so many opportunities to serve here at UGA, serving in the community and serving folks on campus and off campus. And there are many opportunities if that's something that's important to you. I think you can embrace this place by working as an RA in the residence halls and in countless other roles on campus where you can step up as a student leader. I think you can embrace the University of Georgia by taking on a campus service role and by helping your fellow students in advancing their work. If you're not reaching out to help others, then I think there's something genuinely important about that, and I think that's something that needs to happen. You can embrace this place by participating in intramurals or club sports or just enjoying exercise science or the engagement opportunities in some fantastic facilities. And we have some of the best facilities, I think, in the world on a college campus. I think you can embrace this place by beginning or being in a place to plan a student event. There are many events on this campus, but you have the opportunity to say, if there's something we're not doing, then we hope that you will come in and you will plan it. And those things that are in your imagination, they can happen here at UGA. You can embrace this place by participating in a leadership program. I hope that you will take on the opportunity, even if you think that you're the best leader in the world, how do you become a better leader? And learning how to guide an organization and a team, how do you become a leader and pick up those qualities? And one of the best ways I think that you can embrace this place, and I tell students this all the time, is learning to use your voice. Students are the only folks on campus who can't be fired. I can be fired, staff can be fired, the faculty for the most part can be fired, but you really can't fire a student. You can be kicked out if you do something wrong. So using your voice, I think, is important. And I think the other thing too is that, you know, you can embrace by using your voice, but also developing skills for a lifetime. And whether that's being, you know, agile or collaborating or communication or critical thinking, all of those things are important. So there's literally no end to the opportunities you'll have on this campus and the community that we live. The difference you choose to make, I think, will be up to you. The level of engagement and how you embrace this place will be up to you as well. I'm a strong believer in accountability, and you're accountable for the level of embracing this place and how you create that. And sometimes students will come to me and say, I'm trying to figure out how can I do this or how can I do that? My reality is because you haven't fully embraced the place. So I think that's really important. We want every student to have a great experience here at UGA and really ready to leave here to make a positive difference in the world. 4 years seems like a long time. I think a lot of people who are close to my age will tell you that 4 years seems like nothing. But in those 4 years, we want to prepare you to go out to the world and to do great things. And there's a lot that will happen to you here at UGA and a lot of great experiences that we want to shepherd you through and allow you to have. So I think from where you sit today, I know there's never enough certainty that you will come and love this place as I do. I probably, when I sat where you are, didn't really think that I would love UGA as much as I do today, but I'm confident for so many reasons that you will get to that place. The time at UGA as a student will change your life. And I think if you join us, you will see that. And I think it really has changed my life in so many really great ways for quite a long period of time. So I think if you take full advantage of this opportunity, you will have a great experience here. And I really appreciate your attention, your time today, and your commitment to even look at the University of Georgia. And I wish you the best. So if you're here on campus and there's anything I can do, please let me know. I'm going to be very positive and go ahead and claim this. I truly hope to see you all on campus one day or online soon as a part of our community. So go Dogs and take good care. Be sheltered, be well, be safe, and take care of yourself. Thank you very much for the time.
Wonderful. Thank you, Vice President Wilson. As always, we appreciate you speaking with the students, being the VP of Student Affairs. It speaks volumes to the commitment that you have. And so we do appreciate you and we thank you. Next up, so for session 2, Dr. Angela Birkes out of the Office of Institutional Diversity. She will speak with you all about her Peach State Lewis Stokes Alliance for Minority Participation Program, a program that we are extremely proud of at the University of Georgia. So, without further ado, Dr. Birkes.
Good afternoon. I hope all are well and safe and healthy. I'm going to talk to you about our Peach State Lewis Stokes Alliance for Minority Participation, and it is affectionately known as the LSAMP or LSAMP. Many call it on our campus. And so I'll start by letting you know a little bit of history about the overall program. It's funded by the National Science Foundation. And then I'll talk about the Alliance, because we are an alliance of many institutions and the University of Georgia serves as a lead. And then after that, I will talk specifically about a couple of programs that we do here at UGA just for our UGA students. So as mentioned earlier, this is funded by the National Science Foundation, and the program started back in 1991. And shortly after the program began, Dr. James Hicks, he became the program director. He currently serves as the program director today. And in 1998, the program was named after Lewis Stokes. He was retiring in 1998, and while he was in Congress, he was a real cheerleader for this program. Another program manager at the National Science Foundation for our program is Marques James. The program started as mentioned in 1991, and today we actually have 57 alliances across the nation. Back in 1991, it started with six states, and including Puerto Rico, Alabama, Mississippi, Texas, Arizona, and California. And today, as I mentioned, it has grown to 57 states. Our overall mission is to ensure that we are diversifying the STEM workforce. And we're trying to do that by increasing the number of underrepresented students who get baccalaureate as well as graduate degrees in science, technology, engineering, mathematics. And so our overall model is one of a very famous model called the Tinto model, in which we are trying to ensure student retention through academic integration, social integration, and various opportunities to help students to progress in their programs. And then we take that retention model and we integrate with the STEM-related professionalism, providing various student-focused professional workshops, various activities where we really engage them, and I'll talk a lot more about that. And then we try to prepare them for graduate school. That was the overall model of the overall information about the program. Now I want to focus on what is the Peach State LSAMP. Our Peach State LSAMP, as mentioned earlier, is led by the University of Georgia. We have Fort Valley State University and Savannah State University, who serve as our HBCUs in our alliance. And then Perimeter College at Georgia State University is our 2-year partner. Georgia Tech is one of our research institutions that's also a part of our alliance. And then Kennesaw State University, both the Kennesaw campus and the Marietta campus are part of the alliance. Our mission is aligned with the overall national mission, and that is to significantly increase the number of underrepresented minority students who get degrees in STEM. And our areas of focus is primarily in retention. So we want to do all the type of programming to help make sure that you are progressing in your discipline. We like to engage you in research and provide mentoring, both faculty mentoring, peer mentoring, near peer mentoring, and then also preparing you with the tools to go to your next level of academic training, such as graduate school. So within our research opportunities, our students as undergraduates, even as incoming first-year students, are engaged across campus, all of our campuses, in research, in the research laboratories, and many of the research areas are done outside of the laboratories, as you can see here. In addition to doing research, we offer the various programs as listed here. We do summer bridge programs both at the Perimeter College as well as at UGA. We engage our students in summer research. We provide monthly meetings and workshops, GRE and graduate school preparation. We, as mentioned about the mentoring, we try to do faculty and peer mentoring program. If you are engaged in any kind of research, you will be mentored by faculty as well as graduate students and postdocs within that laboratory. And if you engage in, say, our summer bridge program, you will be immediately matched with some peer counselors who serve as your mentor. We provide tutoring services, advisement and academic planning. Our students come together and study together, so they have peer tutoring and study groups. And our students do a lot of service learning and K-12 outreach. And then we provide funding for them to travel to professional conferences. As these check marks across here is showing you which institutions do which types of programming. And as you can see, for the most part, all of our campuses are really engaged in Peach State in all of these programming. And one thing that I didn't list up here is that we do provide stipends both every semester. Students who are in the LSAMP program will get a stipend. We have several winning practices that we offer at all of the different Alliance institutions. For instance, Fort Valley is well known for their faculty mentoring program. Their students are mentored by their faculty and they meet with their students every week. So it's a real intense faculty mentoring program. Georgia Tech has their peer mentoring program called the peer-to-peer mentoring program, and the students are being mentored by graduate students, postdocs, and upperclassmen. And they also have a world-renowned research program called the SURE Research Program every summer. Georgia State, they do at Perimeter College, they do a transfer bridge program where they're helping the students to get those basic laboratory skills and to transfer to a four-year institution, already having those skills so they can immediately start doing research once they get there. Kennesaw State, at the Kennesaw campus, their executive board does all of the planning for all of the different activities that they do on their campus. At Savannah State, the students do both internal and external research. They're required to do research both on the campus as well as outside the campus. The Marietta campus at Kennesaw, they host Journey to Success seminars every month, and they have a really intense summer research program. And then here at UGA, I'm going to talk more about our first year student bridge program and our faculty student mixer. So those are the main LSAMP practices. Across our alliance, we have seen from 2009 through 2018 a 92% increase in enrollment for our underrepresented minorities in STEM, and that's for all of our alliance institutions combined. Similarly, for completing baccalaureate degrees, we've seen a 204% increase from 2009 until 2018 with all of our alliance institutions. I'll now talk about the increases in enrollment and baccalaureate degree production just for UGA a little later in the presentation. So I'm going to do a quick spotlight on some of the things that we do here at the University of Georgia. I want to start by talking about our faculty student mixer. This is a really important activity because this is our way of helping and assisting the students with getting to know faculty and getting into their laboratories to do research early in their undergraduate career. And then I'm going to talk about our summer bridge program. I'm going to talk about it as it is pre-COVID-19. And then I'm also talk about the opportunities we're offering this summer, given that we're not going to be able to get together on campus. So for our faculty and student mixer, it is just a real icebreaker to help students to get to know different faculty members. It's real laid back and casual. We have tables where we offer cookies and lemonade, just very low budget, just a fun little mixer where we would have faculty there representing the various laboratories across campus. And then it is modeled after a speed dating activity. So our students, they come in and they sit at the tables with each of the faculty members, and then they go around the table. They have 10 minutes for everyone to introduce themselves, talk about their interests and their skills, and then the faculty member tells them about the research that's going on in their laboratory and some opportunities that they may have for them to engage. And so they do this talking for about 10 minutes, and then we call time up, and then they switch. The students switch so that they can talk to all of the faculty in the room. The faculty, they remain at their table. And so this goes on probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours, and this gives a real opportunity for our students to get to know various faculty members. And this is how we're able to really kick off a match for, in particular, our first year students and our second year students to ensure that they learn more about the faculty and their research that's going on, and then get opportunities to be a part of their laboratories. Really fun event. And so now I'm going to talk about our Building Bridges Summer Institute. We typically bring in 14 to 18 of our incoming first year students, and they get to have a 3-week residential experience at UGA in the month of July. And so those 14 to 18 students become a true cohort. They do academic activities together. They're taking chemistry, calculus, biology. So they're doing those things to get ready for fall in the academic way. They're also getting basic laboratory skills so that they can prepare to actually work in a laboratory in their freshman year. In addition, they're building a relationship with one another. So there are a lot of team building activities that they do throughout that 3 weeks here on campus. They are truly becoming a cohort where, as I tell them, they are each other's keeper. You're to help motivate and keep everyone engaged along the way. And believe it or not, even when it comes time to graduation, they tend to have a strong bond that they actually began the summer prior to coming to UGA. And being a part of the LSAMP program, they really have a strong bond as a cohort. They go on several field trips, in particular ones where they are really learning about science and math and going to research laboratories and getting research laboratory tours. We go to the aquarium and get the behind the scenes tour at the aquarium, and then we try to do some type of civil rights or something that's more culturally connected type of field trip during that time. Again, they become a true cohort at the end. They really support one another throughout the 4 years or 5 years here together, and they get a $500 stipend and a certificate, and they become the only freshmen that get funded in the fall. So there's a real I guess, benefit to being selected to be in our summer bridge. During this COVID-19 summer, we're not going to be able to bring them together in the traditional manner, but we do intend to have some virtual engagement where we will be doing a lot of the workshops. And what is going to be a benefit of doing a lot virtually is that we will be able to accept more than 14 to 18 students. In fact, I believe we're planning to engage to about 40 students. Our faculty and some of our graduate students have agreed to provide our summer programming virtually. We're going to try to do virtual lab tours. We're going to try to do virtual lab tours during that time. And we're hoping to really bring, as much as we can, a great opportunity for you to come together as a cohort during our COVID-19 virtual summer bridge. Here at the University of Georgia, we have increased enrollment by 278% for our underrepresented minorities, and we have increased degree production in the STEM areas by 327% from 2006 to 2018. So we've seen just some great increases in both enrollment and degree production. And we have had more than 14 years of excellence in STEM. Any questions for me?
So thank you, Dr. Birkes. We appreciate you providing this great information for our incoming students. As a member of the Office of Institutional Diversity, I know that you are also very excited to engage with them. At this time, for those who are new to UGA Ready, we'll now break out into about a 10-minute question section, which will be moderated by one of our graduate assistants. And for this session, Marques Dexter, our graduate assistant for our Georgia African American Male Experience, will be our moderator. So at this time, I'm going to hand it over to Marques. You all will engage in questions in the question and answer chat function within Zoom. If you are viewing from YouTube Live, please ask your questions there. Marques will be looking at those questions and he will offer those up to Dr. Birkes for her to answer. So without further ado, Marques.
Thank you, Dr. Quarles, and hello, Dr. Birkes. One of the most popular questions right now is, how do you apply for this summer bridge program?
And so once you have committed, now this is only for students who have committed to UGA. So once you have committed to UGA, then you will be emailed about the application that's online. However, I will say our website, PS-LSAMP@UGA.edu, it will have the application available. We will put the application online probably a week from today.
Awesome.
But after May 1st, we will be sending emails out to all underrepresented minorities who have had a declared major in STEM. And if you don't have a declared major in STEM, we won't necessarily get your information. But we will email you directly saying, hey, the application is available, please go and apply.
Awesome, thank you for that. And to piggyback off that, we had a question from someone who's majoring in speech pathology. Shout out to Mary Frances Ridley College of Education.
Right.
And this student was wondering if speech pathology is considered a STEM major for LSAMP.
Not as defined by the National Science Foundation. If you do math education or science education within the College of Education, then we will be able to engage you and you can be involved in the LSAMP program.
Thank you for that. And how does a student actually sign up for the LSAMP program during the year?
Every semester at the University of Georgia, you have to reapply. Even if you are already an LSAMP student, you still will have to reapply every semester, and the application will be available via the website. Once you have applied to any of our programs, we will then have you on our listserv. So once you apply, you will get all of the listserv emails, and we'll be sending out saying, okay, the application for fall is open, the application for spring is open. So we will always let you know when the application is open, but every semester you will get an opportunity to apply.
Thank you. Another student has asked, or participant I should say, will they still receive the $500 stipend if they are doing the online summer program?
And so you will receive a stipend. We're not certain that it's going to be $500, simply because it's not going to have the same requirements of you. The other thing is that we are planning to engage a greater or bigger size cohort. So I would say that don't count on 500, but definitely you will get a stipend.
And one more time, could you provide the website for the LSAMP program, please?
It's www, P as in Paul, S as in Sam, LSAMP@UGA.edu.
Thank you. And there's a question wondering, is there a cost for being part of the LSAMP program?
There is not a cost to be a part of the LSAMP program. We pay you, actually. If you apply in a particular semester and you get selected for funding, then you actually get a stipend. And being in, as I mentioned in the presentation, when you are a part of the Summer Bridge program, as an incoming first year student, you'll be the only first year students who will actually get funding in the fall. All of our other first year students will have to establish a UGA GPA in order to then get funded. And so I believe having a virtual engagement will allow us to bring in more students. So that gives us more students that we will be able to also fund in the fall.
Awesome. One thing, wonder if you could briefly speak about, and I know it's not necessarily annually, but the STEM Innovators Conference.
And so we try to host it annually, but COVID-19 has also derailed our ability to bring it to everyone in the fall. So it is one of our premier opportunities, and it gives our students who are conducting research a platform for sharing their research with their peers across the entire alliance. That includes UGA, Georgia Tech, Kennesaw, Fort Valley, Savannah State, and Peru College, which is a part of Georgia State. So we bring all of the students together in one conference over a 3-day period, but it's roughly about a 2.5-day conference. Those students who are engaging in research, like for instance, this summer, the students who did research for LSAMP throughout the summer, they would be expected to present at the conference. In addition, we bring in at least 3 keynote speakers, and we're talking about real world-renowned, internationally known STEM professionals who are really doing amazing work. And so we bring them in as keynote speakers, and then we offer workshops, professional development workshops that are helpful to you, making sure you're on task throughout the year. And so it is a wonderful opportunity to engage and network with also exhibitors from graduate schools and companies. And so we have an exhibitors fair, we have workshops, we have the ability for you to present your research and be judged and win prizes. It's an amazing conference. This conference prepares you for the national conferences that we then give you travel awards to go to.
Awesome. And we have a question wondering, what are the dates for the Summer Bridge program this summer?
And so everything will kick off on July the 5th, and it will probably go through to the last Friday in July.
Thank you. And once someone is in the LSAMP program for the fall, what are the opportunities or meetings that are available for them throughout the semester?
We always have at least one workshop, and then in some months, a couple of workshops every single month. And they are typically designed and developed by our advisory board. And those are our upperclassmen who help our campus coordinator, Shannon Jolly, help him to pull together the programming that we believe that will help you throughout that semester. And so Mr. Jolly, along with the student advisory board, will develop what types of workshops you will have, and you will have probably at least 3. We always start with a kickoff opening ceremony, and then we always end with a closing ceremony.
Thank you. And I believe this will be our last question for time's sake. Is there a requirement for applying, and what are some of the things that are looked for in consideration for acceptance?
So the application is pretty typical. You have to write a few essays about, why you should be considered, why are you majoring in STEM, what are your career plans, those types of things. You have to get 2 reference letters, I believe, and then you have to include your transcript. We bring together a group of faculty and staff who serve as the selection committee.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Marques, and thank you, Dr. Birkes. You all can continue to ask some of your questions in the question and answer section. And if Dr. Birkes is available, she'll be able to go into that and respond to you all directly. Our next presentation will be from our Center for Undergraduate Research and Opportunities, as well as Honors Program, Dr. Maria Navarro. So you can take it over.
All right. So let me share this. All right. So thank you very much. It's a pleasure to have you here, and I'm happy to be able to do these. I was asked to talk about CURA and the honors program, but I'm going to add the piece of UGA. I want to talk a little bit about UGA too, because I think it's important. Many of you have not had the opportunity to come physically and visit us and see it for yourself. So I want to give you a little bit of this passion for this university that many people are trying to convey. Dr. Wilson talked a little bit. He's had 40 years here. I've only been 20, so half of what Dr. Wilson does. Mr. Standifer also had mentioned a little bit of what you can get here. So I want to talk a little bit about UGA. I want to tell you why I think that I can give you my perspective of UGA. I have been at UGA for about 20 years now. I am the Associate Director of CURA, which is the Center for Undergrad Research Opportunities. I'm also the Associate Director of the Honors Program, but at the same time, I'm a professor in the College of Agricultural and Environmental Sciences. I've been teaching at this university for about 20 years. So I have seen many different things here, and I want to just talk to you very briefly about this idea that Dr. Wilson already told you about, the opportunities to grow here, the opportunities to engage, and the breadth of great opportunities to make it your own that you're going to have. So the most important thing that you have to realize about a university like UGA is that we are a Research One university. We're very large. We are very strong in the three essential elements of a university. We're very strong in teaching. We are getting better and better by reducing the number of students per faculty member, small class size. We are very good at research, but also as a land-grant university, one of the important tenets of UGA is service to the communities. One of the things that I believe when comparing other universities that are also very good in teaching and research and service is that at UGA, we are doing a great job integrating these three. And this is one of the things I'm going to talk about when I talk about the Center for Undergrad Research Opportunities. But think about when you're coming to UGA, you're not coming to a place that is going to teach you or that is going to give you a bunch of classes. You're coming to a place that can integrate the research and the dynamism of discovery and the service to the community and the experiences for students and the teaching. So we're really good at integrating those things. And I think that you need to think about this breadth of exploration that we allow students to do. I'm not going to talk much about research. I'm not going to talk much about service. I want to talk about what affects you more directly, which is the teaching part. The teaching part, like what you do in high school and what many universities do, is we have the formal teaching, we have the classes, and we have those things. One of the important things, and let me see, one of the things that UGA has done in the past few years is that we have become very strong with the idea of saying we want students to have the opportunity to have also experiential learning. And not only is important to us that we think is so essential that we're going to require students to actually have experiential learning credits. Those experiential learning credits can be in many different ways. It could be through creative activities, through study abroad, through internships, through leadership opportunities, through service opportunities, and then also through undergrad research opportunities. And that takes me back to this idea of how good UGA is doing. We don't do research and then teaching and then service, but we mix the research that we do, this advances. For example, right now UGA is very active in doing research related to COVID-19. So what we do at UGA is we do integrate undergrad students in the research that we do. The undergrad students that are at UGA are really integrated into what's happening. So the teaching and the experiential learning goes together, and one of those opportunities of experiential learning is in research. So that was my introduction about UGA, and then one of these great opportunities that that students at UGA have that they cannot find really so much at other universities is the opportunity to get involved, us undergrad researchers, in a very dynamic research world at UGA. Here comes many different people. You just heard about LSAMP. Students do that. UGA, the Center for Undergrad Research Opportunities, provides, we facilitate and support students and support student learning through that faculty mentor research. One big important thing about CURO, which is the shortening for the Center for Undergrad Research Opportunities, is that we do not limit it to a few disciplines. Any student, any interest, any discipline, any major, any college, any student at UGA who's interested to do research should have the opportunity to do research in their area of interest with a faculty mentor at UGA. This is super important. We want them to learn, we want them to have the experience, but we also want them to have that faculty mentor. The faculty mentor is not just so they can tell you what to do with the research or so you can do their own research. The faculty mentor is an element that is super important in this process. Is this idea that you're going to have somebody who is going to be by your side. You're going to have somebody who's going to guide you on your research, but is going to be your mentor too. As somebody who is going to help you navigate the university in however that relationship is created. Some mentors only talk about research. Some mentors become your champions. Some mentors become your supporters. So it depends on that relationship. It's important to be able to have people by your side. So I have seen a lot of those undergrad students who have a faculty mentor for research, but then they become maybe the people who write their letters of reference. Then they become their mentors when they go to grad school elsewhere. Let me tell you my example. When I was an undergrad student, I had to have a full-time job, and I was hired in a lab at the university where I was studying, and I really liked it. So the person who had given me a job and was paying me to be a student worker there said, well, if you want to do research, I'll mentor you. So I did undergrad research, and that person who was my mentor, that was, I'm talking about 1985 when I met him. Still today, that's 1985, I was in college, still today is my mentor. Still today, when I have to, 2 years ago when I decided to apply to the position of Associate Director of Honors on CURO, still, he lives in Spain. I don't even work in what he works. I contacted him and I say, hey, can we talk? I'm thinking about doing this big career move. What do you think? So these people are going to be important for the rest of your lives. So we want to create those relationships. It's not just about research, it's about helping people adapt to the university and to the world of the university. So we facilitate the student learning, we facilitate those mentorship opportunities. The ways in which we help students do all these things is we help you to get credit for your efforts in research. This credit that we help you get is through classes that are graded A to F. You can also do research, you have graduation distinctions. There are many different opportunities. Now, many of you are thinking, oh, more credit, I have too much work to do. There is also this idea that, I think in English you say it, we put the money where our mouth is. Is that it? Put your money where your mouth is. So we do put our money where our mouth is. And if we say that we would like every single undergrad student at the university to have the opportunity to do something experiential, something different, we need to provide the opportunities to do that. We provide the opportunities because the culture at UGA in terms of undergrad research is that we want undergraduate researchers to be integrated into the research of UGA, but also we provide the opportunities through funding. This funding is in many different ways. We do have a CURO Honor Scholarship for incoming people. Those people in this case have applied. Probably there is 2 Oh, I know one of you is there because you told me you were going to be in this session, but that's already been awarded. However, anybody who comes and starts in the fall, you can apply to many different opportunities for funding. Every year, every single year, we give $500 $1,000 Cure research assistantships for students who apply. The beautiful thing here is that we don't give it to the students who have the better curriculum, that have done the most. We actually try to give it to students who are getting started, because we want to give you that taste of, ooh, I like it. So the people who have never received an assistantship are more likely to get it than the students who have already gotten it. So for all of you, in your second semester at UGA, in your third semester of UGA, if you want to get money to do undergrad research, don't say, oh, I'm not qualified. Oh, I don't have experience. I've never done it. Oh, they are not going to get me. If you have never received anything from us, you're more likely to get it. So I encourage everybody, if you do undergrad research, apply for that money, okay? Do I have to say it again? All right. Now, for the students who have experience, who have done undergrad research and are a little bit more advanced, we also have the Cure Summer Fellowship, which is $3,000, and that we do not give $500, we give $35. And then also, if any student has done research and they get their conference accepted anywhere nationally, we also have money up to $1,500 to let them go to those conferences. We also, one of the things that I get most excited about Cure every year is we have the Cure Symposium. We do it every spring in April, where the students present their work. We have poster presentations, we feed people, we have oral presentations, and it's a great opportunity for students to see what their peers are doing, to create relationships with our faculty members, to network, to experience presenting in public, to share what you've been doing. You've been working for a year in your research. It's good to share with others. We had to cancel the face-to-face symposium this year because of COVID-19. We had 717 students presenting, but when they were talking about canceling things, I said, no way, I will not take away the opportunity from the students to share their research, to show the world how important it is what they are doing. So I decided to go ahead and do the Cure Symposium virtually. It's going to be on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I've never done it. I'm very excited. After I finish with you, I'm going to continue preparing the website. But if anyone is interested to see what is going on, I have about 700 students presenting. I mean, I had 717, but some of them have not been able to finish it because of the social distancing, if they were doing lab work, and they were not advanced enough. So if anyone is interested, send me an email and I will, it's M as in Maria. Well, when I put my name later, you'll see it. I'll write it down for you. So send me an email and I'll give you access to the Cure Symposium, and you can see what 717 students have been doing for a year in terms of their research. All right, so that's about Cure, the Center for Undergrad Research Opportunities. I also want to talk about the honors program. I'm going to divide my talk about the honors program in two pieces. One of them is, what's the honors program if you are in honors? This is something that you want to know now fast. But most importantly, I want to spend a little bit of time of, if you're not in honors and you're interested in getting accepted into honors, you have the opportunity to apply to honors on your first semester at UGA. But I want everybody to listen to this. You have one opportunity to apply to the honors program once you're at UGA, one and only one. If you do not do it in your first semester, you cannot apply in the future. So I want you to listen to what you need to have to be able to apply, because if you do not apply in your first semester, you cannot do it in your second or your third or your fourth, okay? So first, let me tell you what's the honors program, why it is interesting, what are the advantages, and why would you like to apply to the honors program. Now, while I think the honors program is all awesome, I will tell you, it is a great thing on top of what you can get at UGA. You will get at UGA whatever you want to get at UGA. So a lot of those opportunities that the honors program gives you in addition to, you can get them also if you look for them at UGA, because you have plenty of opportunities. So the honors program is not like a college. Students in all colleges can be in the honors program. It's not like we don't separate the students. It's something that is for the students in the honors program are all across the university. It serves all the majors, all the colleges. Some of the advantages that the students have in the honors program is early registration, small class sizes. We have Myers Hall. We have internship programs just for honor students in DC, Washington, New York. We have travel study funding. We give every year about 60 scholarships that are from $2,500 to $4,000 more or less to travel abroad. The students from this year, they couldn't use the money. Research opportunities, we have service organizations, academic advising, professional development, more faculty connections, scholarship support, networks, and then we have a major scholarship office that will help all students apply for major scholarships after the university, but also apply for med school, for grad school. They'll help you write your letters of interest. They'll help you prepare your resumes. So it's extra support to what the university is already offering. The colleges are offering for their students. The Career Center is offering it for their students. So you can get that in 5 different offices. You can get it in your college, you can get it in the honors program, you can get it in the Career Center. So this is a great thing to be a student at UGA. Okay, so what if somebody wants to apply to the honors program on their first semester? This is important. The deadline to application, the application comes in September. The deadline will be on reading day, so it's the day right after classes enter. And students need to have a 3.8, projected 3.8 to even apply. We will not consider anybody 3.8 at UGA. This has nothing to do with, you can come with a 3.0 from high school. It doesn't matter. All we look at is what you have done on your first semester at UGA. You didn't take AP classes. It doesn't matter. All we look is what you did on your first semester at UGA. So you have to have a projected 3.8 on the classes that you had, and you have to have 14 credit hours that semester, A to F, okay? If you have 13 credit hours, A to F, you can't apply. So if you think that you're going to apply, make sure that when you register for classes, you are at least in 14 credit hours graded A to F. You're in 13, we cannot make an exemption. And that's why I told you this is super important, 14 credit hours, A to F. You apply, then we'll ask you to write a couple of essays. We'll ask you questions about why you want to be in the honors program or different essay questions, and you have to have a letter from a faculty member. Why do we want a letter from a faculty member from UGA? Because we want you to start creating those relationships. We want you to start networking with the people. An honor student is somebody who really gets integrated into the university. So we want you to start trying to know people at UGA. So yes. Time I have to speak fast. Well, it's not easy. It's not easy for me. It's not difficult for me to speak fast. But
no worries.
I wanted to add that piece on UGA, because yes, I'm here to talk about Curo. Yes, I'm here to talk about honors, but truly this is something that integrates so well and it's so important. So anyway, so here I am, Marcus, it's your floor.
Thank you so much, Dr. Navarro. Two of the main questions we have right now is relating to for Curo. Do the students need to apply now and apply right now, or can they wait till they start in the fall? That's the first
yes.
one.
Actually, I don't want you guys to apply now. I want you to focus on orientation. I want you to focus, I have to say something about advising. I want you to focus on your advising. I want you to focus on what you have to do and where you're going. I want you to come on your first semester. You can do research if you want on your first semester, but I would suggest you come to UGA, you learn about UGA, you get to know some people, you get established in your classes, and once you have that academic piece a little bit less stressful and less this big question mark about what am I doing? Once you're a little bit settled, start looking for what do I want to do? Do I want to do STEM research? Do I want to do art? Do I want to do political science? Let me get to know some professors. Who would I like to work with? So I want people to, look, there's no hurry to do anything on your first semester regarding undergrad research. I want you to come, look around, and then once you know what you're going to do, find a professor, find a project, and then apply for the money. So you can do it any semester. You can do it 2, 3, 4, 5 semesters. You can do it whenever you want. So no, you do not need to apply now. In fact, I don't recommend people to do undergrad research on their first semester. I rather you to take the time to find the professor that is appropriate for you. Okay, so I'm going to answer a question that was asked when Larry Cloud was talking. Somebody said, what if I'm in the honors program? Do I have an advisor in honors and an advisor in my college? So for honors students, you will always have to, you have always an honors advisor, However, in orientation, so in honors, we advise the first and second year students of some colleges. So, and then some colleges, they are directly advised in their college. For example, if you're in engineering, or you're in the College of Ag and Environmental Sciences, or you're in Family and Consumer Sciences, your orientation advisor is going to be in engineering. It's going to be in College of Ag and Environmental Sciences, in Family and Consumer Sciences. You are not going to see an honors advisor in orientation. But then once you're at UGA, you can come and make an appointment with your honors advisor at any time. Your honors advisor will not advise you about engineering or about the College of Ag because you have your own advisor. Now, if you are in Franklin, most of the majors in Franklin, your major advisor for your first year and a half, more or less, is going to be the honors advisor. So the honors advisor is going to be your major advisor, and then once you have more than 60 hours, you're going to go directly with your department. But you always keep that honors advisor for honors issues. So you don't have to worry because you will be told who your advisor is. Now, some people say, well, I don't know what my major is, so how do I know who my advisor is? You're going to have to declare something, or if you are, if you do not know, then you'll be assigned somebody. I really recommend people to think about what do they want to be advised on. Example, if you think you might want to do engineering, declare engineering, because if they give you somebody that is in biology, they don't know in biology what you need to do for engineering because the advisors are specialized. So think well about what's the major that you want to do, and then they will assign an advisor. That advisor might be a specific college advisor, or it might be an honors advisor, but you always will have an honors advisor to help you with honors issues.
And Dr. Navarro, I think we have time for this and maybe one more question. Do you have to maintain a certain grade point average to remain in honors once you are admitted or come in admitted?
Absolutely, yes. So once you're in honors, you have to maintain a 3.4 to stay in honors. If you go below 3.4 but above 3.0, you go into what we call honors probation. While you are in honors probation, you have to maintain, for the semester in which you are in honors probation, you have to maintain a 3.5. If you do not maintain a 3.5 or you go below the 3.0, you are dismissed from honors. And it's quite mathematical. It's not, oh, it was just a 299. It's quite mathematical. 299 is less than 3 and it's dismissed. However, if you get dismissed and then you get your grade point average again above 3.4, you get readmitted.
And last question, when does the application for those who don't come in honors open up in the fall?
It will open around September and it will be available in the honors website.
Awesome. Well, let's see. And I think we have time for one more, actually. It seems a couple minute participants have asked, do any dual enrollment credit like courses count towards the application?
Oh, the first semester entry application?
Yes.
Well, if you have dual enrollment, so when you look at your UGA GPA, so yes, if you have done courses at UGA as well enrolled, that will be part of your GPA at UGA, yes. Okay, but if it's dual enrolled elsewhere, no, it's UGA GPA.
Awesome. I think it's about enough time that we have for questions.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And if there are any additional ones, I'll try to send your way. If not, we'll try to get back
Yeah.
in touch with you. Thank you
You
so
have
much.
my name. You have my name there in the next slide. If anybody wanted my email to tell me you want to participate in the symposium, it would be M as in my first name Maria and then Navarro as in my last name at UGA EDU. That's my email. You can ask me to give you access to the symposium if you want.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Navarro. It is a pleasure always hearing about honors and the Center for Undergraduate Research. So thank you for your time. At this time, we'll transition to our third presenter, Dr. Chase Hagood. He is the director for the Division of Academic Enhancement. We consider them to be one of our key partners on campus, and so we're very excited to hear what he has to present for you all today. And so, without further ado, Dr. Hagood.
Thank you so much, Dr. Quarles, and hello to everyone on this call. I'm so delighted to speak with you all. I want to say, you know, just at the very beginning, I hope that you all are doing well. I hope that you're getting excited about things to come in your future. And I know it's a really strange time for just everybody. I was chatting with some staff and faculty earlier today. And for all of us on the planet, I think it's just an interesting moment and a challenging moment. And all of that being said and being acknowledged, we're really delighted to talk with, I'm delighted, I think everybody on this call I know is delighted to speak with parents, to speak with students, to let friends and family and supporters know that we're delighted at the University of Georgia to welcome folks who are interested in coming to UGA and who are excited about becoming a Bulldog. So thanks again to the Office of Institutional Diversity and to all the partners there, and to Dr. Quarles' point, they are an incredible partner as well. I'm the director of the Division of Academic Enhancement. I'm going to share screen, which I'm hoping is going to go really, really well. To get us started, I'm going to share a video, and then I'm going to talk through one program I want to make sure everybody here knows about. And then from there on out, I'm hoping maybe we can take a number of questions and hopefully provide some answers. So I'm going to move to share screen here. I believe that's the, yep, that's the one I want to share, and play video. And hopefully the video and audio and everything is going to work out exactly as we want it to. So bear with me, everybody, as I make this happen.
Dr. Hagood, I don't believe the audio is playing for participants.
Oh, okay. Let me back up. I was just about to text you that, Dr. Quarles. So I'm going to turn closed caption on as well. And I'm wondering if there is a way that we can get that audio to be playing for participants as well. If not, how about this? How about we move beyond that and we just go face to face, and I can walk, and I apologize, you all are hearing my dog in the background there as well. That's okay though. How about I walk us through the Division of Academic Enhancement? Again, the Division of Academic Enhancement is a unit inside the Office of Instruction here at the University of Georgia. We are committed to student success, and we work with a variety of partners in accomplishing that work. We have a number of courses. They're called UNIV courses that students can enroll in. One of our most popular for first-year students is the 1201. That course helps students in that transition to figure out what is life at the university going to look like. We pride ourselves at the University of Georgia of being a very challenging and rigorous academic experience. And what's exciting about that is that students, no matter where they come from, no matter what their background, no matter what their academic preparation, is that they know that there are elements of the university that are designed to support them on their way to academic success. part of that happens inside the Division of Academic Enhancement through courses like the 1201, through other programs like university tutoring or peer tutoring, and we deploy a model that we believe is quite holistic through drop-in sessions, through appointment sessions, through online sessions that students can make use of across some of the high demand and most rigorous courses that students will see likely in their first and second years on their way to a program of study. Beyond that as well, there's a program that I want to mention to everyone on this call that I want to make sure that you're aware of, and it's called the Freshman College Summer Experience. Now, because of COVID-19, no doubt there are a lot of questions, and I want to clear one of those questions up. If you've heard of freshman college before, it can get abbreviated. It's a long title. It can get abbreviated down from Freshman College Summer Experience down to Freshman College down to Freshco. That program is going forward. It will happen in the summer of 2020. I'm excited to share that with you all. It's an incredible kind of transition program that helps students come in, students from, again, all kinds of backgrounds, all kinds of preparation. They come in the month of July, and by coming in this summer, it's going to be online. They take an academic course that we know is going to historically has posed difficulty for all kinds of students. They're going to take that course in a small class setting. They're going to take one of those UNIV courses that we offer inside the division. And they're also going to have a service learning opportunity that across most of the colleges and schools equips them to take care of that first experiential learning requirement. We hope it's not going to be their last experiential learning activity, but at least one of their first. And so this summer, my staff has been working very, very hard. Dr. Lindsay Coco, some of you on the call may know, has been working very, very diligently to manage the move because of COVID-19 into an online environment, into an online experience. And I want to encourage everybody on the call to take a look at that. There are a number of scholarship opportunities for first-generation college students. Having been a first-generation college student, I can say the program has been redesigned over the last several years to speak to the specific needs of all UGA students with an especial attention to first-generation college students, which is something that is very close to our mission. We share that with OID and several other groups here at the university as well. And so to find out more information about that, freshmancollege.uga.edu. Our main website for the Division of Academic Enhancement, which will also get you to freshman college, just so everybody is aware of it, is dae.uga.edu. It's the Division of Academic Enhancement, it's a mouthful, dae.uga.edu. Again, a number of programs. I could talk more even about our TRIO programs. If any of you have been part of Upward Bound or Educational Talent Search in middle school or in high school, know that the continuation of that can happen for you at the University of Georgia, and the incredible support mechanisms and champions in your corner through Student Support Services, a TRIO program for first through fourth year students here at UGA, as well as if you're a student who's interested in pursuing a PhD. I'm delighted to say that the McNair Scholars Program is also a part of our TRIO suite of services that's also inside the Division of Academic Enhancement. So with that, I realize I'm under time because a video wouldn't play for us, but I think that's okay. I would love to take any kinds of questions that you all might have. I think that Mr. Dexter is taking those questions for everybody, or it seemed like that's what was happening as I entered the room for Dr. Navarro. So I'm wondering if there are questions. I'm happy to answer any of those, and I'm also there's a lot of information that could be shared about the Division of Academic Enhancement, but I don't want to inundate you all. No, let me say this as Mr. Dexter's taking a look at those. Know that there are elements of the university. I like to talk about it in terms of infrastructure. There are offices and units or departments, people like me and Dr. Quarles and Dr. Cook and so many people who are committed to student success at this university across all the folks that you've heard from already today and all the folks that you're going to hear from, who are committed to students coming to the University of Georgia and being successful when you get here. And I welcome you into that kind of conversation. This is your university as you come here. And I'm just delighted that you're thinking of the University of Georgia. So with that, questions, comments, concerns, I'm here and ready to take any of those about the Division of Academic Enhancement, about any other aspect of UGA that I might have an answer for. If I don't have the answer, I'm happy to say I don't have it, but I might know a couple of folks who could know the answer.
Awesome, and hello, Dr. Hagood again. First question we have is, what type of courses are offered in freshman college?
Okay, that's a great question. So there are a number of, again, those think about introductory level courses. So History 2111, the introductory course to sociology, a number of other STEM courses, a classics course. We try to be very strategic with courses that we know that students are going to need in what we call the general education requirements, right? So these are courses that any student can take, and it's going to fit somewhere in their gen ed. We work closely with our partners in academic advising to make sure that we've got a strategic set of courses that we know that students from, across a number of different experiences in K-12 will be able to make their way into. So if you've taken an AP course over in one area, we know that we've got several other courses that you might be able to take inside the freshman college. That's going to be that one pure academic course. The other course is a UNIV course with a service learning component. I think I mentioned that earlier. If you want to see that full list of courses that we're offering for summer 2020, again, the website is freshmancollege.uga.edu, and I think that Mr. Dexter has also given us that direct link as well. That freshmancollege.uga.edu will take you exactly there as well. So, and there are a list of courses as well as cost, as well as scholarship opportunities made possible by New Approaches to Diversity grant through the Office of Institutional Diversity and the Office of the President, that we're so delighted to make those scholarship opportunities, those grant opportunities available to students. So please take us up on that offer. We'd love to have everybody on this call who's willing to be a part of freshman college this summer.
Thank you for that. And wondering, a participant asked that they went to the site and they believe that the updated costs have not been put on there. How will that change now that it's going virtual?
Okay, so updated costs there, so that just happened right before I got on this call. So if you've been to the site prior, I'm going to ask you to refresh cookies or whatever, the cache in your system. And note this, some really careful reading. We work closely with the Office of Student Financial Aid on that. There are a number of costs in that, that kind of grid that you're looking at on the cost page. Notice that both financial aid can be applied as well as scholarship opportunities can be applied therein. And there are a number of costs that won't happen, right, because we won't be in a face-to-face setting. Take a look at those costs. I'm just going to ask, but the person who asked that question and anybody on this call who has a question about freshman college, send us an email. Look at that number. That number is, the phone number there is being pushed out to one of our staff members' cell phones. So feel free to call that number, call our main line number. We are happy to talk you through, walk you through, all of those cost kind of questions. They're really great questions, and we are happy to talk you through any question you've got about the freshman college and the cost, the courses, why you would want to do it, and the like.
Thank you. And when is the deadline for applying for FreshCo?
I'm glad whoever asked that question. So the deadline just got pushed back. We were at April 17th, which is today. We are going to still be receiving applications. I'm going to navigate over to the site to make sure that I don't get the wrong date, because we just pushed back again in light of our present circumstances. So if you take a look at that website, you'll notice, let's see, and you will make application. So everybody who's on this call, you're going to make that application. You're going to get into that portal through Slate. So the same way that you've made your application to the university, you'll see the opportunity to apply there. So if you're on the freshman college site, part of the division, you'll notice that the application closes at midnight on Tuesday, April 21st. So you've got a couple more days. Again, you'll make that application inside the portal that you made application to the University of Georgia.
Great. And how is the service portion of FreshCo going to be done remotely?
That's a fantastic question. And again, I love it. It gives me the opportunity to talk about another unit inside. So the Division of Academic Enhancement is inside the Office of Instruction, which doesn't really matter and doesn't really mean a lot for students. But we got a lot of other departments. And one of those departments inside the Office of Instruction is the Office of Service Learning. And our partners over there have done incredible work with community partners and others, both in Athens and across the state, so that, you know, the commitment that the University of Georgia has, both to the state and its citizens and so many folks across the state, it's just really, it's an incredible commitment. And it's remarkable that in the light of COVID-19, that a lot of those commitments have actually been strengthened. And our partnership with the Office of Service Learning has equipped us to be able to continue service learning projects in a remote kind of fashion. So we are working through a lot of those things right now, and we're going to continue to be able to do that service learning work even online inside the freshman college, that the faculty will be designing out a lot of those opportunities that you'll see in the month of July inside the freshman college. So that piece, it's going to look a little bit different. We say that on the website, but we're excited to see exactly what all that's going to look like. We're confident that it's going to work well for students and also work well for our community partners.
Great. And question, and for those who are not going to do FreshCo, is it possible, from your understanding, to possibly take classes over the summer but not doing FreshCo?
That's a very good question. I'm going to punt that kind of question to the Office of Admissions or anybody else on this call who knows the exact answer to that question. I do know that there are a number of summer classes that are open, but it would require a summer enrollment piece, and the best people to be able to answer that question is going to be the Office of Admissions.
Great. Figured. Kind of tied with that, do you know if AP credits have any sort of connection or counting towards FreshCo?
Yep. So if you come in with AP credit, so everybody that comes into freshman college has already been admitted to the University of Georgia, right? So our colleagues in the Office of Undergraduate Admissions have already made that decision for us. And then we ask for a few more kind of elements in terms of an essay, in terms of tell us why you're excited about freshman college. From that, you know, the AP scores, we leave that to the Office of Admissions. The only place that AP scores kind of intersect with freshman college is which of those academic courses you might take. And it is a set. We've recruited some of the, I mean, UGA is filled with incredible faculty doing incredible research and a lot of, you know, very it's amazing. It's a wonderful place to work for that. And to be able to see kind of knowledge being created. We recruit among the very best of the very best faculty, those who have highest teaching awards at the university. And so it's a core group. And this relates in some ways because sometimes students coming into the freshman college will say, well, I want to take this course over there. And it's like, well, that course isn't inside the kind of offerings of the freshman college. And we do that because we're recruiting those faculty. They have an expressed kind of commitment to what the program is about and what the program goals are. So the only place that AP kind of intersects that, or IB, or any of the other kinds of credits that you might bring in, dual enrollment credits and the like. I know Dr. Navarro was talking about that as I came into the call. All of that is in consideration when you're looking across those set number of courses that are offered as part of the freshman college. But we work with students. We've been doing this now. This is our 20th summer, 20th anniversary of the freshman college. We've been making those kinds of student-centered decisions work for 20 years now, over 19 years, I can say.
Wow. And speaking of credits, if I'm correct, a participant asked how many credits are earned. It is 6, so 2, 3 credits.
Yep.
Can students take any more than that, or is it just a set 2, 3 credit courses?
That's a great question. We strongly encourage students to stick with those 6 credits. Now, if a student wanted to take an additional course, if they wanted to take a course as they, you know, before, again, working with their academic advisor, working with admissions as they went through orientation. If they wanted, I can remember one student who took a class in June before she came into the freshman college. I mean, you know, we've got the best and brightest students coming into the University of Georgia today. That's to be expected. we'll work with every student at the individual level to make that happen as best we can.
Awesome. And will students who are accepted to FreshCo have an advisor for FreshCo and then a separate advisor during their fall registration?
So that's a fantastic question, and I appreciate it. Students who come into the freshman college will be advised once by an academic advisor, and if they're an exploring major, that's their academic advisor. They will have a smaller kind of menu, right, to select from for the freshman college courses. And then they'll also be advised simultaneously, and then we'll also register for their fall courses. So they'll do both at once and then be able to register for both summer for the freshman college, and that's session 2, that's the month of July, as well as for the fall.
And so one more question kind of relating directly to FreshCo before answer a couple of other ones is, does Hope count or towards FreshCo? And also, are there any scholarships available?
Yes and yes. So take a look at our website. Hope is going to count because these are, courses directly for the general education requirements. So those courses that you take before you get into your directly into your program of study, basically the 3,000, 4,000 level courses, as well as question was scholarships. There are scholarships available. Take a look at our website on that. I also, if I can, in answering that question, say that as you come into freshman college, you get to know not only faculty across the university, you get to know the Division of Academic Enhancement, and you get to know a variety of partners that we get to work with closely, like the Office of Institutional Diversity, like the Office of Student Financial Aid, and so many other units, Curo. I mean, the list goes on and on. International Student Life, so on and so on and so on. And you get to know, you get a kind of early glimpse of a lot of opportunities that lay out in front of students. And I didn't mention this one, but I'm going to refer folks over to dae.uga.edu. You also get to know services like academic coaching, which is a newer service that we have developed in the last 2.5, 3 years that really helps students. It's different than academic advising. Academic advising for the most part are conversations about, let me kind of find my pathway in the courses I want to take off to the program of study that I want to explore. Academic coaching is as you're in those courses or as you're trying to make up your mind, like, how can I be a better learner? How can I be a better student? How can I make the most of the experience in this class, or what kind of strategies can I deploy to be a more successful student at the University of Georgia and beyond, right? Because we hope that you're here for 4 years, you make the most of those 4 years, and then you're off, beyond the arch. And so we want to make sure that you have explored a lot of strategies that will benefit you both at the university as well as, as you enter into the world of work, or you continue perhaps in the world of work. So academic coaching is one of those pieces as well that we've recently designed and I think thoughtfully and purposefully designed to match the needs of students here at the University of Georgia, where we are right now. And then every year, what's really exciting whenever we chat with first year students, it's like, okay, how is that evolving? How are we thinking about where the newest wave of students, what needs do they bring, and how do we partner with them to make sure that they can be successful? So academic coaching is another resource in that vein, and you'd get to meet some of those academic coaches as well as part of freshman college.
Thank you for that. And
yeah.
One participant asked, maybe our final one, is about McNair's. Is the McNair's, they said it's McNair's scholarship for every student, but pretty much if you could briefly talk about the program.
Yeah. Absolutely. I love to talk about McNair. So I became the director of the division back in 2016, and almost immediately I got the privilege of working with a variety of folks who've been doing the work of TRIO. And if anybody on call knows Upward Bound or Educational Talent Search, again, all these programs collectively, right, known as TRIO. And the mission of TRIO and the way in which we think about access into higher education and then success there and beyond. It's recent that McNair came to the University of Georgia. We write a grant, we see the grant come to the University of Georgia. In essence, the program takes rising second year students. They're coming in, rising third year students. They're coming out of their sophomore year. They're entering into that kind of program of study where they start working on their major and the courses in the major. I think people often think that McNair is only for STEM majors. That is not the case. There's a concentration inside of McNair, simply because of Dr. McNair. And if you don't know his story, I hope that you would investigate that. Ronald E. McNair, you should investigate him and his incredible life story. Rising third-year students will begin in the program, and they actually start in the summer before their third year. They take a summer through session, June, July residency on campus. They start working with a faculty mentor in their area of focus. So if you're a biology major or you're a history major, whatever, you'll get paired up inside the program with a faculty member and start doing the kinds of training for undergraduate research. There's a lot of opportunities, as Dr. Navarro talked about, in terms of engaging more of the research work that happens at the University of Georgia. And really, it's beginning in that third year, prepping students, undergraduate students, as McNair scholars, with a lot of travel stipends and grants and opportunities to present both nationally and internationally their undergraduate research, so that when they leave after their fourth year, they can be prepared, not just writing for graduate school applications, but already having started to do their undergraduate research that will put them on a research pathway to get their PhD, either at the University of Georgia, which we love, but perhaps at another institution like the University of Texas or the University of California at Berkeley, wherever is the best place for them to pursue their graduate education. We like to believe that'd be at the University of Georgia, but for many of our students, it might be given the specialization, it might take them somewhere else. But that's really what McNair is about. I'm hoping that, I know that my colleagues who are putting this wonderful UGA Ready session together can please share my email address with any of the participants. dae.uga.edu is a place to find ongoing information about all of this, and or send me an email. I'm happy to answer any questions or get you to the people inside the division who would have those answers. So again, thank you all so much. I'm delighted that you're thinking of the University of Georgia. This is your university. I'm so excited to chat with you all, and thank you for the opportunity.
Well, thank you again, Dr. Hagood. Of course, as expected, I've really enjoyed your presentation, and I hope that the participants and their families and guests have enjoyed you as much as we have. So thank you again for helping us out, Dr. Hagood. I appreciate it. So this concludes session 2 of UGA Ready. This was our academic resource and opportunity session. Session 3 will start at 4:30. So this concludes the part of the program that was for students and family and guests. The next section will be specifically for our students. And so to share with you all about the next session, the Office of Institutional Diversity generally hosts 3 sessions, 3 visitation programs for students who are admitted to the University of Georgia. One program is called Georgia Days. Georgia Days is about 15 years old now, and they invite students admitted to the university to come and to spend time with us. And so they will be joining us in one of the breakout sessions. Another program, a visitation program, is our Georgia African American Male Experience program, where students would generally come and spend time with our Black men on campus. The Georgia African American Male Ambassadors, as well as the Black Male Leadership Society, will be with you all in a breakout session. And then the third program is our Movimiento Latino program, where we invite our Latinx students to come to the university and to meet community here at UGA. And that is generally with the help of our Hispanic Student Association, as well as LISTO, which is one of our Latinx student groups on campus who engage in mentoring students across the campus. And so they will also be with you all today. And so the Movimiento Latino